guys, we're gonna start this off with a cheeky little drink. Also, the lighting is actually very annoying. I'm filming on a very hot summer's day. Can I get it? Oh, I should have done it in here, but don't condone it. Told you don't condone it, but it's good. So if the sun is gonna keep going in and out, I might just not be able to film this unless I sit back here. And without further ado, let's get into it. So hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Praise, and I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be doing a fat major, not even major, I'm just gonna be giving you a fat update because obviously it's been a while. I think I've posted on Instagram. TikTok I have not since I started working, which we're gonna get into, and everything else. Obviously YouTube is why it's like you and I are here today. But yeah, I'm essentially going to be giving you a big or major or just general life update on what I've been up to, how I've been in the past couple of months. I really don't know the last time I uploaded, but it has been on my mind. And I'm actually, like I'm saying, I did film this video before and I filmed it one day after work, but I was sitting today and I was about to edit it and I was like, I just want to do it again. Like there's no reason. I'm sure that one was actually fine, but I think I've had more time to actually think about everything I'm going to be speaking about today, to a point where I feel a bit more informed as well, so that's better. And then I'm going to be talking about some life highlights, what I've been up to, some exciting things that happened recently which I was so happy about, essentially why I haven't posted, YouTube, career, all of the above. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So first things first, my first 3 months as a trainee solicitor. Technically it will be 4. No, it'll actually be, it's like 3.5 now, but I have been a trainee solicitor working in the city for around 3 months now, and I started my training contract in March. Before that I travelled twice, which I'll speak about later, but yeah, let's just say it has been a journey. Today's a Sunday. And first impressions, let's do first impressions. So I had done a vacation scheme at the firm that I am at or working at, and I knew essentially what everyone was like, and the general consensus was that everyone's very sweet. Like it's a very loving, not loving, but like it's a very warm, and you know, everyone's very, it's like an open door place. Like everyone's very kind or willing to help, everyone's very friendly. And those first impressions that I had when I did the vacation scheme is actually still the same that I have now of the firm, and it feels very nice to be a part of that. One thing I recognized in law school was that I had a lot of friends from different law firms. So we were in a group of people doing the SQE, but people from different firms were all mixed together, and you could just tell that certain groups of people are from different firms. Like it was just obvious from how people were, and it makes sense why they're part of a firm. So I had these 2 trainees in my team, or in my intake, and they were lovely. Not to call myself lovely, but it just, like I'm saying, everyone, it makes sense why everyone's there. So first impressions was definitely that. I will say the first 2 months of work I generally found quite hard. Not the actual work, but more so adjusting to the lifestyle of working. I literally was so tired. I did not respond to messages, I did not respond to my friends. I would respond on weekends and be like, I'm so sorry. Every time I'd respond to a friend, it's because I'm saying I'm so sorry I never got back to you. And it was just because honestly, like as much as I've always been a busy person, I think it's very different once you start working, because it's nice. I will say, I'll talk about the pros and cons, but it's different in the sense that I just feel like there's a different sense of responsibility coming with having a job, and like a full-time job, like a Monday to Friday. Imagine I struggled waking up. When in my life have I ever struggled waking up? I literally would wait till the last minute, like what is the latest I could get up in order to go to work, because I was just so tired all the time. And another thing about work is I found that my attention is like, well, good because I get the work done, but for the type of work we do as solicitors or trainee solicitors, your attention always has to be like just there. Like you're reading documents all day, you're looking or doing research, you're drafting different things, and because of that, you'll find by the end of the day, like I was just like exhausted. Now I don't feel as exhausted. I actually really enjoy it. I have energy to go out and see friends after work. I have the energy to go play hockey, play netball, which I still do. I have the energy to go to Pilates classes after work. But those are things that I've found I've definitely needed in order to just like have that release. So in terms of the type of work I do, I am sitting in the property litigation team at my firm, and it is fun times. Like I, again, as I said, sat in the same team when I did the VAC scheme, and I've always been interested in property. Bringing litigation into it is basically disputes between landlords and tenants, and advising landlords or the tenant on breaches or finding resolutions or serving schedules or notices. That's essentially what I do. I felt like at the beginning of it, I felt like I was back in school, in all honesty. Like I felt like, what did I go to law school for? Because a lot of the time I think what happens when you're trainee solicitors, you're genuinely learning on the job, and as much as you can learn as much about land law, it's very different once you're doing it in practice and you are, yeah, it's just very different when you're doing it in practice and you're doing it like you are doing the work and you're getting it checked by a supervisor. It's just a whole experience, and one thing I'm very proud of myself for is that I've always been a very organized person. So I found that with work, that was never the problem. The problem was never organizing. It was the tiredness that it brought with me. And I knew that my parents sort of struggled with me working or starting work, because I would be home late, like by the time they're ready to sleep, and I'd be out the house before they wake up, or like before they get to see me. Like it's very much, so that's another thing. The hours, I would say for my firm, they are much better than the average law firm, but that it depends. Like genuinely it depends. If we're having a super busy week, I could be there 7, 8, 9. I think the latest I've ever actually had to stay is like 9:30, 10, but that was because I was preparing a bundle. Like there are always reasons, and I generally get in for like 8:30 to 9. But yeah, that's that. I enjoy work. Was there anything I wasn't expecting? Truly, no. I think, as I've said, the biggest adjustment for me, if I haven't emphasized enough, was just getting into the routine of getting up and going to work Monday to Friday. Something that I struggled with also, as I mentioned, like responding to friends was one thing. The other thing was actually meeting friends. Like my friends at law school always knew that I would go out and see people. Like I think I'm a very sociable person, but my colleagues, but actual friends, like colleagues / friends, but we're good. Like there's my guys. They would see me in the office at like 8:30, and I'd be like, "Pray, are you not going to see friends? Like, do you not have plans?" And I would be like, "Guys, I've got work." So it was like that. Like I just missed my friends. Honestly, I missed seeing people, but that hasn't stopped. It was literally just the first couple of months that I needed to adjust to that, and that changed. So I started making it that I actually don't see friends Monday to Friday, and then I make the weekends genuinely my own, because up until last week, I hadn't worked a single weekend. Up until last week and this week, I had not worked a single weekend or had to do work on the weekends. And even when I did work last week on the weekend, it was because I volunteered to help a team because they needed like extra hands, and I'm like, if I can do it, why not? So that's that on the work front. In terms of team support supervision, so I have a supervisor and there's another trainee in my team. We all have we have supervisors, and I generally do work for the majority of the team. It just depends on who sends me an email and tells me to do something. But honestly, my team's really lovely. I like going into work. I like knowing that I have friends there, because we did the SQE together, we went to law school together. I think that was like the biggest contributor. It was so nice going into work knowing that I had people that I already knew, and then also because I'd done the VAC scheme, people had already started before me because they had graduated when I was doing the VAC scheme. So like they're about to qualify, but I knew they were there, and like when I arrived, like everyone was just so friendly. So you know, it's a lot of hard work, and sometimes I sit at my desk and I'm like, I can't believe I'm here right now. Like I can't believe, like I would be doing something and I'm like, who is listening to me? Or like I'll have to call up another law firm and be like, hi, can I speak to you? And I'm just like, and if they know me, it's just so funny. I think I'm someone who generally just likes learning, so it's been a great experience so far. With it comes a lot of responsibilities and just adjusting and adulting. But pros, you get paid, obviously. For me, I like the people I work with, and for me, I actually like what I'm doing. Like I like that I'm learning daily, literally learning daily, and I just enjoy the work. So that's good. I have 3.5 more months until I move to my next rotation, which I don't know what that will be yet, but I do have a discussion with grad rec coming up soon, or on like potentially what I would want to do. But I guess we'll see in 3.5 months what I move on to next. But I have really enjoyed this seat so far. Final thing on this section was like, is working everything I thought it would be? Yeah, it actually is, but oddly enough, I think the difference from like when I was in school is you have a lot more time in school than you think. So if you are in sixth form, if you're in secondary school, I would take every ounce, every second, every minute, and just have as much fun as possible, because now I'm asking, can I take some days off for annual leave? That to me was also like probably the biggest adjustment, because I was someone who would dilly-dally. I would like book the flight, book the hotel and go. Now it doesn't work like that, because it's dependent on if is someone else away at that time, and if so, then I can't go, or I may not be able to. So I think that's also been the thing. But as for that, if you do have any questions on like law, training contracts, work, comment it down below. I literally answer anything. And with the podcast that I have with my friend Alicia, we actually did an episode, I don't know if it'll be out yet, but we did an episode on like work etiquette, what we experienced. So that just goes further into, and it's a lot longer, but I don't want to take this whole time up talking about work. But yeah, that's been the biggest, that's where I've been the past 3 months, guys. On to the next. So as for how I've been mentally, emotionally and physically. So mentally, I've actually been great. I have realised I obviously thrive off of being busy. So going to work has been a blessing, or like I appreciate it, I like it. Mentally, I've been pretty good, and emotionally too. Yeah. Honestly, I think, you know when people say that you are living an answered prayer, I would describe this as like I'm literally living everything I've worked hard for. If we look back at all my YouTube videos and like where I was studying in the library, or I did my GCSEs or A-levels that I did not sit, but you know, LSE vlogs, everything has just worked to me where I am now. And sometimes I genuinely sit at my desk and I'm like, I cannot believe I'm here. But I'm very proud of myself, and as crazy as it is, you know, I've seen this like thing where people shame corporate jobs, and I understand. Like I actually understand, but I feel like there are always advantages, to be honest. Like there's nothing better now than, and I say why this is like I'm good mentally and emotionally, is because I will work Monday to Friday, but I have my weekends to look forward to, and I have the best friends and family ever that like we can make plans. I went to Beyonce. I have holidays coming up. Like there's a sense of freedom that also comes with working, because I'm getting paid well. Yeah. And it brings freedom. It brings a sense of peace. Like I've never in my life appreciated weekends more. And had it not been the case that like I'm doing work, I would have never done that. So yeah, I think mentally and emotionally everything's been pretty good, and I'm trying to think as for like when, sorry, the lighting's so higgledy. I'm trying to think from when was the last point that I stopped uploading. But yeah, that's been good. If we go back to like October last year, 2024/November, I sat my SQE2 exams, and those exams I sat and I passed. I think how I felt going into those was like, there's no way I'm going to fail, because like it wasn't an option. A lot of the time when I want something, I literally tell myself like it's not an option. So you think you've already got it. But honestly, I'm just happy I'm on the other side of the SQE. I always say this because I don't think anyone ever understands how the SQE changes you as a person. And because I'm on the other side of that, life is great. I never have to study again. With that being said, I graduated recently and I did my LLM. Here are some photos. There's a graduation vlog as well that comes out with my last week of law school, which will probably be after this, because again, like the issue was with work, I just couldn't find time to edit. So that's why we are the way we are now. Emotionally and mentally, I'm very good, which I can only be grateful to God for. As for physically, I'm also splendid. So since I started work, but also last year, I started playing hockey a little, and then I officially joined my local hockey club. thanks to Saskia. And I've been playing with them since September, and that's just been really nice to do. Like, I played hockey when I was in secondary school, and I stopped playing during uni because the lifestyle was just like the way these people, the culture was just, I couldn't keep up with that. So I'm very happy to be playing hockey again. Last week I played a netball match for my firm, and overall I think I'm pretty active. I go to Pilates classes on Wednesdays after work. I play hockey every Tuesday after work, and then that's been it for now. My firm actually does this thing where you can get £400 off. Well, you can get money. They basically pay for your gym membership and then they take it out. But I think I'm gonna do that. But I'm trying to figure out whether I want to sign up for a gym near my office, but guys, it is expensive, and I get like I'm only paying partially for it, but I'm still like, if I could just keep that money, I would. So that's how things are for that. Anyways, how I've been managing my work-life balance, it has been quite a journey. Like I mentioned, I don't see friends other than on the weekend, but you know, for my locals like dinner, like we'll go out after work if I finish like 7:30. It's honestly just been about balance and finding my feet, and I feel like I finally found it, so I feel great about that. So mentally, emotionally and physically, your girl's good. Life highlights. In the past, we'll say 6 months, what have I done? So I went to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. That was a great time. I think I started vlogging it and it was just didn't complete, but Mardi Gras was great. I went to Finland, I went skiing, I went to Lapland, and I saw the Northern Lights with my friend Jude. That was another great experience. Like I said, I graduated. Can't believe that, to be honest, but I did graduate. And again, from my masters. I didn't actually know what it was in, but it's definitely the masters. What else have I been doing? I've gone to concerts. I went to Beyonce. I went to Tyler the Creator. You know, sometimes the only way I can actually know what I've been up to. Events, hobbies, weddings, reunions. Reunions! I had my 5-year reunion from my 6th form. So for those of you who have been with me for a while, obviously I went to a school. I don't even know, I've just never said the name. But anyways, I went to a school and we had a 5-year reunion like a month and a half ago. And that was a spectacular time. Like, I got to see all my teachers. I got to see, obviously, for the most part, I've stayed friends with like my friends that were friends in school. And that's why it was like, I was going to primarily just go for the reunion in general, but like I'm still glad I have my friends from 6th form that were also there. But it was just a great time. Like, yeah, I saw my teachers, I saw the school's changed quite a bit. They were telling us about like how it is now, and yeah, it was just a great time. But 5 years, the fact it had been 5 years was just crazy to me, because I feel like that had gone so quickly. And you start thinking like, do you have anything to show for it? But 3 of those 5 years, you're literally at uni if you did go to uni. So for the most part, I'm like, it shows that everyone has different journeys, and I'm very proud of where I am at the moment. And it was just a great reunion, guys. I had my 5-year reunion. That to me was crazy. I went to Nigeria in December 2025, and my friends, well, okay, especially shout out to her, but it was just a great time. My brothers had gone to school, boarding school there, so it was so nice to see them with their friends. Like, it was so nice to see them with the people that they call their friends. I saw my eldest brother's friends for the first time. We went to a festival together, we were on stage. Like, guys, I will be going back this December, but December in Nigeria was just such a beautiful time. It was just such a great time. And like, it was also nice having people that I also know there. So I still had Oge, I had Peter, I had Rahima. Like, it was just a beautiful time. I wish I vlogged it. This year I will vlog it. And before that, I'd gone to Greece in October, and I did actually vlog Greece, so I will put it out regardless. But Greece was another spectacular time. I have never felt, I left that trip crying, quite frankly, in tears. But the reason is, you know, when people go traveling for like 6 months and they make these friends, I had gone with Lola, aka Princess, and we had met this man who owns a hostel, and then this woman called Agnieszka, and maybe that's not her name, but regardless, what happened is we ended up out playing pool one night, like near where we had booked, like it's not a hotel, Airbnb essentially. And it was just, you know, when you sit and talk to strangers for hours, and then we're walking back and we're looking up at the stars, and it was just a great time. And then when everyone, like, we had to leave, and I hugged her and I just couldn't stop crying, and she was just saying, you're gonna do so well in life. Like, I'm like, don't do this to me. But yeah, we're going back to Greece in August, so I've got that to look forward to. Not to the same place, but I just really loved my time in Greece, but this time we're going island hopping, which should be fun. So yeah, I don't think I've traveled anywhere else. New Orleans for Mardi Gras was spectacular. I tried alligator. I will not be trying that again, but it was good. For future ones, I want to travel more, annual leave permitting, and just make the most of these next 2 years. I feel like I'm here for a reason. I enjoy what I'm doing, thankfully. So as for finally what next, I've explained where I've been essentially and why I couldn't upload or why I just wasn't. One thing I did want to explain is that the thing for me was that I could have easily posted on TikTok, but for me, I've always said I prefer YouTube, and so to me it's like a bit of a slap in the face if I'm posting on TikTok, but like the thing I actually care the most about, I'm not. So I just didn't, full stop. And like Instagram was more so like, I know, like Instagram's just there, like, you know, post here or there, story here or there, like that's actually the most ever up-to-date thing for me, but it's because I've always treated it since I was in school as like my own personal scrapbook essentially. So yeah, that's why I'm here doing this video for YouTube. Life has definitely just been a lot in terms of adjusting, and I did need that time to adjust. And now that I feel secure, I thought, why not film this? And I hope for myself, and I want to, it's not even hope, I don't know how else I can be held accountable, but like I will as much as possible to film, edit, upload this video, upcoming videos, previous videos, because my passion has always been like, I just love the process of editing, like I love it all. And so people have actually asked me like, why don't you hire an editor? I just could never, like the joy for me comes in the editing aspect of my videos, and so it will remain that way. But if you do have any questions, I'm trying to think if there are any more updates. I hope to share more about my work, TC, training contract, what it's like, somehow a day in the life, somehow a week in the life, but any way I can, I'm gonna try. So yeah, that's me. So if you have any thoughts, I'd like to know what you've been up to for the past 3, 4, 6 months. Basically, tell me what you've been doing since January. I'm pretty sure I did upload, but tell me what you've been up to. If you do have any questions for me, it could be about anything, please do comment them down below and I will get back to you and respond. If not, follow me on Instagram at praisexox and you can just DM me over there. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this life update. I feel like I've spoken about everything I genuinely wanted to, and if there is anything that I didn't, then I didn't. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm very grateful if you took the time to watch this video. I can't wait to upload more now. And for now, it's been your girl Praise. I will see you next week with another video. Goodbye. Go, go.